credits.
Very obvious organs.
Episode 151, Bart Mendoza.
There's not enough hours in the day. Metaphors get in the way. Did you see a shooting star the other night? I wish I might have you close to me tonight. Nighttime colors fill the sky. There you go, here we are. Didn't we see a shooting star the other night? I wish I might have you close to me tonight. Shooting star the other night. I wish I might have you close to me tonight. Nighttime colors fill the sky. Here we go, there you are. There you have it.
That was fun. Yes, welcome to the show. I'm your host, MikeRuggirello. We are back. 151. Mr. San Diego himself is here. Bart Mendoza.
Hey, good to be back. Good to be back. Good to be anywhere these days, actually.
Indeed. Hey,
out of the house.
You know, you can move that mic if you want. Otherwise,
yes.
Nick, you know the other DCA where the lab is? See where it says effects? Pull the purple one down. That'll take all the effects. I can also do it too. But if I get blamed for touching my devices too much, I might not be paying enough attention to the guests. So there you are, Mr. Mendoza.
There you go.
We got a lot more in common these days. I'm really impressed with, you're a host of a show too. Ladies and gentlemen, what is it called?
It's called Music, yes, I don't need that, do I? It's called Music Scene SD TV. It airs every Friday at 6:30.
So that's when it airs, that's right.
Yeah, it's a local music show. We're kind of theming it after The Tonight Show, but instead of a monologue at the beginning with jokes and attempted comedy, we've got news. So we do a little news roundup, and then we do a little interview, and then some live music at the end, and then Mr. MikeRuggirello, Mr. Gadget here, does the occasional gadget review. And
Gladly, a lot of fun.
So it is a lot of fun, and you know, we've had a really good musical lineup so far. It's going well enough that we're actually going to be expanding just a couple months in, and we'll be doing some remote broadcasts. We're doing the Museum of Making Music in August and other things. It looks like we might be doing NAMM and a bunch of other things like that. So it's going well.
Very nice.
As well, look for some announcements about some shows and things we're doing as well. So lots of stuff going on.
Very, very cool. Yeah. Just making the little slight corrections for our lavaliers right now. Looking at you. All right. Sounds like we got the. I hear a little bit of a little slapback going on. So.
That's okay.
Kind of fun. That's
it's a rockabilly.
It's very live.
It's a rockabilly speech.
What did you want? You want to hear my guitar?
A little bit more guitar, I'm told. out there in television land.
In television land, we want a little bit more guitar.
Yes, or internet.
So I guess let's do it. Let's hear your guitar real quick. Just okay. That sounds good. Sounds like our you know, a couple little tweaks here in the room. Not a big deal. Everybody, how is the world doing? How do you think the world is doing, Bart?
Better. It's got a long way to go. Looking forward to the return of original music. Party bands are doing great. Nothing wrong with that. We all like to party, but really looking forward to the original music coming back, and hopefully that won't be before too long, as well as touring bands coming back. This is difficult to tour right now.
It is difficult to tour.
So,
what?
I'm supposed to be on the road, but gonna have to wait till next year, I think, at this point.
Yeah, speaking, you know, I can't leave the, you know what, I'm going to leave my post. So Bart, tell us a little story. I'm going to do something over the back of the room real quick.
All I know is really, really bad jokes. But anyway, I can use this opportunity to remind people that the San Diego Music Awards are coming up August 24th. Yeah. We're handing out 2 very special awards. Lifetime Achievements going to, you're blocking my light.
Sorry.
Lifetime Achievements going to Jerry Rainey of the Beat Farmers in Glory. Sorry, the blocking my light's a joke. Some people out there know what that means. And we're giving a Music Industry Award to Liz Abbott of the San Diego Troubadour, who's helped all of us through her magazine pages throughout the year. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But it is the party of the year for San Diego musicians, and you need to be there August 24th at Humphreys Outdoor Stage. All proceeds go to the San Diego Music Foundation's Guitars in Schools program. There's a great lineup of music going on. Jerry Rainey, of course, is going to be playing, I believe, with the Farmers, but I'm not going to hold him to that.
Exciting.
Yes, Maruja's playing, and Cindy Lee Berryhill, and all kinds of people. So,
are you going to be backstage sort of saying hello to everybody? Are you presenting?
No, I don't. Well, I might present. I don't know. I do present sometimes, but my role before the awards is to get the nominations together, all that kind of stuff. I also write the speeches for like the Lifetime Achievement kind of people, not the speeches, the introductions. And usually it's me and Vanya Zamora at the front checking in all the presenters and making sure all this. So I will be running back and forth. I'll be the guy on the right side of the stage running back and forth aimlessly with a clipboard.
You're the frisker.
I'm not the frisker.
I'm just kidding.
I'm the get there on timer.
You know, I private messaged Kevin Hellman. I feel like I'm getting closer to you know, that committee as the years go by, and I reached out and said, what can I do for you guys this year? So I'm sort of on your tail end lead in case maybe I get a ride with you or go with you. I'm certainly going to be going.
Yeah.
If I don't have any responsibilities, I tend to get a little too silly.
Well, it's a good place to schmooze. I mean, people always ask me, like, well, how do I talk to so-and-so at this bar or whatever? You know, the best thing to do is to go someplace where you know they're going to be. Not bother them, mind you. You don't want to, hey, Tim Mays is having dinner at this restaurant. Let's go see. No. But at something like this where it's an industry mixer, people are there to meet people. It's perfect. You need to talk to Tim Piles? Bring a CD. Give it to him. He'll put it on the air, you know, when he gets a chance. He'll at least listen to it. Or you want to give me something to write about or whatever, perfect opportunity to.
You're very good about that. And I would also, this is a segue that Mr. Bart Mendoza, he had to change his Facebook profile.
Oh.
And it's called Bartley Mendoza now.
Bartley Mendoza. Hey, let's talk about that for 2 seconds. Actually, just real quick.
Yes.
I just want to remind people that people thought I would be blowing my lid, as they say, over the loss of the page. And I wasn't thrilled because we're talking 13, 14 years of stuff on there and pictures and whatever. But I have everything backed up. So, yeah, okay, you can't see a picture of me with, you know, whoever. Life goes on. I've got it at home. I've heard from so many people that they've lost their entire files, their life history, their family photos with Facebook or whatever. And I just want to remind you, none of these sites are permanent, okay? Facebook may not even exist in 5 or 6 years, like MySpace. Look what happened to MySpace. Everybody's doing that. So it behooves you to back everything up not once, but twice. Okay, in case something happens, you want to have that fail-safe.
Speaking of,
it's not very expensive, but it's important that you do that.
I'm glad you reminded me, Mr. Bartley.
Yeah, start saving up. The other thing is that somebody pointed out to me that they said, well, the only guarantee that your stuff will stay up is if you have your own website. To which I replied, that's great, and as long as somebody's going to pay for it. Because the minute you don't pay for it, all that's gone too. So yes, back it up, and always remember, the only way the stuff is going to last is if you actually press it or print it.
Fantastic.
You know, I mean, you can still find the receipts for the pyramid, the Great Pyramids of Egypt. They still have those because they were done on physical format. But you can't find stuff that was digital from 3 years ago anymore. So yeah.
This whole thing, though, it's interesting when that happens. May I ask how it happened?
Oh yeah, sure. It's but basically, I got a new phone, and the phone tried to sync up my computer and like that, which I don't allow. But it did it anyway. And so when I went on my computer, it said that my phone was the actual thing, and then it needed to be. They locked it to prove that it was me. I had to send ID in, but none of the solutions Facebook gave worked.
That's shitty.
And I sent in my ID 3 times in 30 minutes because they kept asking for it. They would go like, "We do not accept this. Please check this list of acceptable IDs," and it's my U.S. passport. You know, does not accept. Then you look at it; it says accepted. And then they gave me a code, and every time I put the code in, it generated your account has been hacked email.
Frustrating.
Every
ladies
time.
and gentlemen.
So
that's
that went
Facebook for you.
That went on for hours, at which point I said, screw it, and just got another account.
There's our Facebook feed right here. We got 3 people
Yeah.
watching us
So,
from bird's eye view.
You know,
But,
and you can, it's technology. It is what it is. It's their ball game, their ball, their ballpark, their car. They can do whatever they want, which is fine. But from our viewpoint, we've got to just be aware that you could lose it all without even any recourse whatsoever. There's nobody you can call. There's no email you can send. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just done. So again, not bad-mouthing anybody, just saying that as a record, you should be preserving your stuff as much as possible. And when you can, get it printed, get it published, get it whatever, because otherwise it just will be lost. Some people, doesn't matter to them. But me, I put a lot of work into writing those songs or doing that kind of stuff. I want it to stick around.
Absolutely.
So.
Well, on that note, let's take a little, nice, I like that, Nick, very cool. Let's take a warm welcome to our house band. We got Mr. D-Ride, a.k.a. Darren Dubray. How are you, buddy?
Good, brother. Thanks for having me again.
Rocking the drum
having
set.
you again.
Excellent,
You're the house
excellent.
drummer, Bubba. Yeah, he's great, isn't he?
Oh, he's great. Absolutely.
You know, we got an interesting character over here. I've known Wayne Kellerman a long time, taking the place of Jason Thomas.
Well, nobody can take the place of Jason Thomas, but
Wayne Kellerman is he's in his shoes right now,
Yes,
and in
yes,
fact,
yes.
that's the same pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Anyhow, how you doing, Wayne? You liking you like sitting there?
Yeah.
With the headphones on?
I'm used to this spot over here, so.
We have a band, D-Ride and Wayne and I. We practice some songs that I suppose that I make up. We all write them. Actually, D-Ride arranges. That's why we have a whiteboard right there. He likes to. He's very good at arrangement. And one of our newest and coolest, Mr. Nick Bandera. Say hello to Nick Bandera, the cameraman. Well, I suppose you could show yourself if you like. There's that.
if the baseball cap is backwards, you know he's a professional.
So remember that little, so see the components, see the 2 components, see that weird little switcher on top? There's a button in the middle, hit that button, and look how handsome he is in camera, and wait for it. Well, you just gotta wait. You just gotta wait. And it didn't happen, so I guess your GoPro's not on. Anyways,
well, it was a nice thought.
He's a handsome Italian.
Well,
That's all you guys need to know.
I just know that I'm really happy to be here on top of the El Cortez building. This is awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
This is cool.
I bought the place.
If it was up to me, I would open the window so you could see the view of downtown San Diego. But it is what it is.
We're working on it, Bart.
Okay.
You know, let's play a song, and
Okay.
then I have a great topic to jump into with you.
Oh boy. Okay. Let's do the Alibi song. Can't seem to
Alibi
make
is
you
next, ladies and gentlemen. His lights ready?
All right. Okay, this is called Can't Seem to Make You Mine. Actually, let me get this microphone situated a little better. Whew. All right, here we go. There's 3 more hours left. You should be home by now. I should be discontent. You kept me here somehow. And so you're telling me you're gone for good this time. No matter how seem to make you mine. Always looking for an alibi ahead of what might come. You're dressed down for the evening after all is said and done. And so you're telling me you've got to give this time. No matter how I try, can't seem to make you mine. Always looking for an alibi ahead of what might come. You're dressed down for the evening after all is said and done. And so you're telling me you've got to give this time. No matter how I try, can't seem to make you mine. Nicely done. Nicely done.
That was fantastic, boys. Boys and girls.
You gotta love it when you just give a glance to the drummer and it's right where it needs to be.
You know, he's somewhere between psychic and experienced. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's a great place to be.
Hey, that's D-Ride.
I'm gonna remember that one.
This is
Somewhere between psychic and...
Ragner's younger brother here. From the Viking
Very
series.
nice.
From the Viking series, there you go. That was fun.
Borrowed him.
That was fun.
Bart, you write really catchy songs, dude.
Thank you, thank you. Well, you know, I mean, that's kind of the point, right? I mean, we can be as creative as we want, but if you want to be remembered, if you want to be heard, if you want people singing your songs, they got to be catchy.
I agree.
Or military, you know.
You know, I was sitting in my chair with what I get to do to your songs. You know, I've been overplaying for years. And, you know, after playing guitar for 32 years or so and being friends with you and you know, let's say getting hopefully seasoned or listening, playing less. And, you know, the lead guitar, you know, fundamentally, if you want your audience or if you want to remember what it is, what's the trick? You repeat yourself. You repeat your lick. And that's what I usually do. Jim, that thing that I was doing with you was a... was cool. Let me do that again. And then a little bit.
Well, it's the melody it's what causes the earworm. You know,
earworm.
It's what reminds you of what the song is. So, yeah, it's a repetitive nature.
Is that like from Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan, where they did?
It kind of is, but without the cool Beatles song that goes with it.
Hilarious.
It doesn't come. You know, it doesn't play "Hey Jude" while he's chewing on your brain. But Yeah, that's basically it's trying to find a melodic part that repeats a few times. There's various ways to do that. I mean, the first song to have, the first big hit song to have the chorus first was "She Loves You."
Okay.
Before that, it was always intro, verse, and whatever. So that put the chorus first. So there's different ways you can arrange it, but the key really is to have a catchy melody. It's got to be fast. These days, a lot of music has been reduced down to the simplest beats and phrases, words. A lot of that's because a lot of current pop music is actually produced and written in Europe, Netherlands to be exact. And so you'll find that a lot of songs right now have simple one-syllable words, which is a trick that ABBA had, because everybody in the world does not speak English. But if you use simple one-syllable words, SOS, money, 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 Mamma Mia,
right.
Ring, 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 it's just one word, and people can say the one word over and over again, and they're singing. That's why I think songs like Venus and Sunny back in the 60s were so big around the world. Easy one word in there that you can actually hang on to, and everything else you can mumble.
So that's another part of the quest for a great song is to have the right lyric, or a syllable or a one-syllable word. Something.
Right, but I mean, really, what it comes down to with any of it, no matter how good you are, is there's a big lump of luck in it. I mean, because it's got to be the right person's got to hear it at the right time. You could have an amazing song, and this happens all the time. You have an amazing song, doesn't mean anything, but then a classic example, weird one, but classic, would be New York Groove by Ace Frehley.
Oh.
Back in the New York Groove, okay, that was a big hit for him. But the song had come out like 8 years earlier, or something like that. I don't know, 6, 7 years earlier, by another group called Hello. Didn't do anything in the U.S. at all. It had the timing wasn't right for it.
So did
7 years later, same song.
Oh, okay. It's not like, did he actually inherit the song?
No, it's just a cover.
He just covered it.
But it actually happens a lot of times. For example, Nights in White Satin.
Uh-huh.
It came out in 1967. It wasn't a hit in the U.S. until 1972. Same thing with Space Oddity by David Bowie.
All the facts that come out of this guy's mind.
So it doesn't, there's a delayed sometimes. The right time's got to happen, the right situation. Space Oddity was a hit originally in Europe because of the moon landing, timing. I'm not quite sure what brought it back in '72, but that's how things work a lot of times. Heck, we were just talking about this earlier, how time doesn't mean anything. Conway Twitty passed away in 1993. Okay, he's never had a gold record in his life. The man has been recording since 1951, zillions of #1 records and whatever, but he never had a gold record until this week. He died in '93. He got 3 gold singles this week.
How does that happen?
Well, it's cumulative. What's going on right now is a lot of labels don't really. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but they don't keep really good tabs of what they sell. And for some labels, it's because if they do, then they have to pay the artists. For other artists, the labels, it's just really bad bookkeeping, right? So what's going on right now because they're changing the royalty statements right now. So bands that were playing before the year 2000 are no longer going to be, their royalties are no longer going to be held against their loans. Their advances.
Oh,
so
that's a good thing.
It's a really good thing.
Yeah.
So they're just going to be paid directly, and the advances will be worked out some other way. But be that as it may, it means that a lot of labels right now are doing bookkeeping, and so this is why all of a sudden you're seeing like ELO 2 months ago got 14 gold and platinum records.
Wow.
That's how out of whack it was. And I've been looking. I'm not going to say who, but like some very major bands haven't been audited for their sales since like 2001, 2008, including some big like signed major label San Diego bands.
Wow.
I guarantee you that they're going to be like rolling in gold and platinum as soon as they do the audits.
Wow.
Because there's no way that I'm not going to throw anybody to the bus, but you got to be careful because we all work with everybody, and everybody's nobody's trying to do anything wrong. It's just
Even
the way
if you
things
said
work.
something bad about somebody, Bart, you got plenty of people to protect you.
That's okay. But anyway, it's coming around. That's what's going on. Is that people are finally catching up on things.
Very informative explanation. We all in this room appreciate that. I hope you do.
Yeah.
And you.
And you.
So what I was going to go into, we were talking about it a little bit earlier. I just wanted to put a little attention on that there are many podcasts here in San Diego now, and I would like to spend a moment giving you some respect, Troy Cook, and Who's the lovely female up? I'm sorry that I'm forgetting your name because you're going to think I'm a dick now.
Okay,
She goes by, her last name is Lark. Well, she goes by the artist. God, I am terrible. I hope she's not watching right now.
But you know, to bring it back to what you're saying, though, there are a lot of really good... Jessie Lark, okay.
Yeah, she has a Sunday program.
There are a lot of really good podcasts right now, and they're all different, you know. Also, Devin Berryhill has Creatives Who Thrive. That's another one. And what I really like about it, and this is the same thing that happened with press in San Diego. In other cities, again, no underbus throwing, but there's a competition for the same space, you know, like, oh, I'm covering indie rock, or I'm covering indie rock, or I'm doing jazz, I'm, you know, whatever. And so there's a lot of competition. That hasn't happened here, whereas there's a bunch of blogs. Creatives Who Thrive is specifically about musicians and how to make money and how to monetize what you're doing.
Bless you.
And you are doing something completely different than what I'm doing, which is totally different from Troy's Palapalooza.
The common denominator, though, is that there are always performances.
There are always performances, that's true. But even the settings and the way they're done are different. You know, you've got an impromptu band put together here. This is awesome. Meanwhile, Devin's Creative doesn't have any performances. Troy is out by a swimming pool under Palapa. Yeah. And we've got an actual pro stage that, you know, with
I liked watching you speak, and, you know, he's got a lot of technology going on, because you guys are like, it appears wireless, because you were on the outside of the Palapa.
Yeah.
And you did that nice introduction, and it was very, it just sounded great and looked great.
Well, Troy does a really good job. He does great research on all the bands. And he's got a really good cross-section of talent, which is amazing, you know.
And the marketing's getting a lot better for Palapalooza.
You know, the main thing really comes down to is he's a great guy, you know.
Indeed.
And
I had a dream about it last night.
You had a dream about Troy or about the show?
Troy.
Okay. Oh wow. We'll talk about that later. Yeah, no, it's really what I'm really seeing is this, and this is. Despite the pandemic, the amount of outlets and things for creative people to do didn't go away, you know. So I really think that over the next year, as original music comes back, it's going to explode. Because during the pandemic, what happened? We got more podcasts. Music Scene SDTV happened. The Reader consolidated their section and actually made it more with the Live 5 that J. Allen Sanford's doing, etc.
I noticed that. Okay. I like reading the Reader again.
Yeah, I like it a lot, you know. So Jay's done a wonderful job, and George Vargas, of course, doing his great coverage of all the, you know, jazz scene and everything else in the paper. So it's different niches, and so everything's getting covered.
There is a category missing.
Which one?
Best podcast.
Oh, you mean for the music awards?
Well, not necessarily music awards. I was reading a publication earlier, and it had everything but.
The Reader does one of those a year, I think. It's the City Beat used to, one of those like best whatever.
Yes.
I would contact them and put it. They're always looking for another reason to put another category in, and why not?
And it would be great because you have a show, I have a show, Troy, Jessie Lark, and the other person you were mentioning. But
well, I never include anything I do in any competitions, including awards, and the reason for that is simply that it's not really fair, because one, I'm in the committee of everything, music awards, etc. So if I was to get nominated or get an award, it'd be like, wait a minute, he gives out the award.
Right.
And then even with the podcast, it's so weighted because I've got all these other people like Brad Weber and Florentino behind it. That it's, you know, it's a little bit beyond, and so I kind of think that's not really fair to everybody else.
Feels nice to have a production though behind you, doesn't it?
It does, you know. It feels great. In every other thing I've ever done, and I'm sure I'll be called on this when I get home. It's, even though I say we, it's 99% me, and then my friend who drives me, and Spike Mike usually, and a couple of other people to do things. This time, I go into the studio. Everything's set up. You know, everything's printed out for me. I can just, I just write it and.
That's called red carpet.
Yes, I like that. There's a green room with food in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this kind of stuff really, like, wow, this is awesome.
I've been on the set twice and had a great time. Very social. The cookies, the wine.
It's a good hang.
It's a great hang.
But I love the.
I was in the same room with you, Mark Langford, and Wayne Riker. I felt like I was on a movie set. Dude.
Oh yeah, and then Johnny Vernazza.
I was like, what is that? This is the greatest. And then of course Anthony Collins, like 3 generations of guitar players all in one room. Everyone knows each other, and they're all the baddest mothers in town.
This is what I was going for. I really wanted it to be a cross-section of people. And the key really to what we're going to be doing, because I understand that there's going to be a couple of other music shows coming forward. I understand Tim Piles has one for like, hey, Tim.
What's up, Tim?
But we're going broad. I mean, we're going broad. So we've got rock, jazz, country. Okay, that's expected.
Sure.
And we've got hip hop. Okay, great. But we've also going to have world music. We're going to have kids music. We're going to have opera.
What's kids music?
Kids music. You know, there's actually, it's kind of interesting. There's a lot of, so to this point, female, but a lot of female singer-songwriters in town that write kids books.
Catherine Cloward.
Catherine Cloward's one. Donna Larson's another one. She's outside. Alicia Previn's done it.
Yeah, yes.
And I'm forgetting 1 or 2 others. And for that matter as well, Victoria Robertson, speaking of opera, Victoria Robertson wrote The Enchanted Tale, which, by the way, on July 31st, if you're a fan of opera or classical music, the Balboa Park Spreckles Organ Pavilion is going to be doing their premiere show as they get back into doing free Sunday concerts. And Victoria is going to be doing a presentation of her opera, The Enchanted Tale for Children, complete with costumes.
Wow,
So,
that's exciting.
that is pretty cool. But anyway, my point being that we're going to cover everything. And going forward with Music Scene SD TV, starting in August, we're doing remote tapings.
Will the doctor be on location?
Yes, the doctor will be on location. As a matter of fact, I was going to talk to you after it's about July 27th.
Okay.
So we're going to be doing that. Hopefully, we're going to be broadcasting from NAMM. We're going to be doing a lot of things that are beyond. And that's just the beginning. We actually have a whole lot of surprises for San Diego's music community, including, fingers crossed, a really neat giveaway at the San Diego Music Awards. So get there early, because I don't know how many copies we're going to have, but something very cool is going to be given away at the Music Awards. Just a little freebie for everybody that happens to show up.
Amazing, Bart. Exciting. Happy to be a part of it.
Well, thank you for being a part of it, man. You know, and I'll say this. Mike's a great guy, and he's exactly the kind of person that we want involved with these things, because he knows his stuff, he's passionate about helping the community, and he's responsible. Now, that last one, you may think isn't as important, but it really is, because when you're filming a show and you're trying to get something done, you know, and people don't come through and don't follow through and whatever, that's a really, it's a pain.
It is.
It really, really is. And Mike, you can always count on it. It's just been great.
Well, I really appreciate that. I am able to participate or perform this way because I have an incredible crew. Thank you, D-Ride and Wayne and Nick Bandera helping set this show afloat. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give some love to the sponsors. Mad Hatter Guitar Products, putting out my Blow Me Switch. Kurt Mangan Strings, who does both outfits, Mr. Guitar Lessons and Theory Thursday in multiple gauges. I would also like to do a special thanks to Purple Plectrum. Lots of love there.
Great picks.
Yes, they are. Got one in my hand. Muzio Drums, and my favorite of all, my special people in the Patreon Club. You guys help a lot keeping the electricity on and helping me pay all those bills. I love you guys very much. We'll see you next week, episode 152 with Kyle Merrill. Mr. Mendoza, a pleasure.
Always
Send
a
us away.
pleasure, my friend. All right, listen, I'm praying that this isn't the right key, but is that right? That's not right? Okay, here we go. This is called You Still Take My Breath Away. I'm speaking slowly so that I can remember where I put my fingers. Okay, here we go.
This is my favorite song.
Drug down treasures in your hands. Simple game of cat and mouse that never goes as planned. We run in circles when we're not hiding in a haze, laughing at the little some things we can't pretend to praise. But you still take my breath away. You danger. You still take my breath away. Dancing on the edge, looking for the light, laughing at the little some things that sometimes turn out right. As I recall, you really used to like the rain, used to laugh at loud things you won't explain, but you still take my breath away. You bring me danger. stones crumble with the rain. Touched by your presence, dear. Boy, words and long refrains. We run in circles when we're not hiding in a haze, laughing at the little fun things we can't pretend to praise. But you still take my breath away, and give me danger. You still take my breath away, you make me linger. You still take my breath away. You still take my breath away. You still take my breath away. Woohoo!
That was fantastic. Oh boy.
Oh, thank you.
That.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, we got a few minutes left, okay?
Well, no,
We're off there. Another. Yeah, well, that just means you know what you're doing. Here you go, my friend. I don't want to.
Oh, dude, this is actually I'm.
Well done, gentlemen. Well
Will
done.
you sign this?
Sign it now. You should sign it. Keep playing it.
I don't want to devalue it.
Oh, that was great. I guess we're still got these. No, that was super fun. I liked how I was noticing towards the back nine was getting real smooth. Nick and I were in tune. Great job, and you're getting the hang of it, right? It's fun. You getting a little creative thing going on there.
By the way, guys,
Every 15 shows.
the generic offer stands, which is any of you guys bands or musical projects or whatever you guys got news, get a hold of me because I'm always. I've got.
I got something in the hopper. It's coming up.
Yeah, you know, as soon as you guys have like a release date, whatever, because I've got pages to fill.
Well, our band's coming along. It's just we have to.
What's the name of the band?
We don't know. You, me, and the Real Doll. I mean, it's
Real Doll.
You, me, and the Real Doll. But it's just a working title.
I have to go up to that factory sometime.
What factory?
Last year, my band.
The Real Doll Factory.
Oh yes.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. That's Gregory Page's uncle.
Are you kidding?
No.
That's crazy.
That's not funny.
On
I mean,
that note, see you next time, Facebook man. Yeah, see next week, Dave. Bye. Wanted to do like a little metal Max Headroom.
Last year, my band was nominated for Best New Band, Overfall.
All right.
I remember Overfall.
Oh shit! Oh no! I fucked her up, dude.
Hit her in the nose.
Oh no!
Oh, I just scared her more than you.
No. I didn't push it that hard, D-Ride.
Hi, doggies. Hi, doggies.
Oh, okay. Let's. Jesus.
So, the music award. When is that? September?
August 24th.
It sounds like a mile from there.
Oh, it's just you have to go.
I don't need a table. I can wander around.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. You wander around, you meet people, you just talk to everybody, you just have a good time. Yeah, it's a good hang.
just get it straight doing those intros and credits, man. That's really just fucking confusing.
Dude, I always get confused with the lab groups. Do you want me to touch it or not?
The what?
The lab group.
When we play,
But then I try to mess with it and it's automatic, so I don't want to mess with it.
it's not out of that. That's me moving it around.
It's 4, lab group 4, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when we play, I was trying to ask you, like, when it gets all echoey, like, push that down the effects, and then when we're not...
So blues effects, what's
no,
the
purple's effects.
effects are
Like the way
what's the light blue?
this is the master. That turns everything off. So this actually should be in the center right there. That's probably some of the reason why our output's a little quiet. Does it go down? Yeah, this needs to and then
What's the instruments? Like what's the drums? What's the guitars?
these are drums. Stereo, left and right. My guitar, this guitar, that's the bass. This is an auxiliary guitar. Sometimes they're triggered on